what year student are you here at Iona?
I'm a senior.
Okay, so as a senior, how do you feel about getting a job after you graduate?
I have an internship last summer actually, and I'm pretty much lined up for a job. But however, if I didn't have something lined up, I would be a little bit nervous just because of how it's been the past 4 years with President Obama in office.
So you feel that any student right now that doesn't have a job could struggle?
If they didn't have anything lined up for internship-wise or a company that they have a past with, I feel like it's going to be difficult. I know a lot of people actually that graduated last year that don't have jobs still, and it's a year and a half later. So.
Okay, so did you watch any of the presidential debates on TV?
Yes.
Okay, so which candidate do you think presented himself better?
I think they both had their moments in certain debates. I know Romney, had some good points, and Obama as well had good points. So I think they did both a good job, but no one really pulled ahead in my eyes.
Okay, so if you have any input, how do you feel how Obama will do with the job market? Because right now unemployment's at about 9%. So over the next 4 years, do you think he'll be able to restructure and build it back up?
As long as he can, change from what he's done, because I know that, the past 4 years, like I said before, that he's been in office, he didn't really create that many jobs, and, a lot of corporations started to push to offshore other countries, putting jobs in other countries to get it done cheaper. So, I don't know how I feel about him improving that. If he could change his tactic maybe, or the way he's, trying to get jobs, maybe he would get more jobs for people that don't have them right now.
What year student are you here at Iona?
I'm a senior.
Okay, so as a senior, how do you feel about getting a job after graduation?
Frankly, kind of nervous. I think most of my fellow seniors probably share the same sentiment. It's not easy. Even getting internships is pretty competitive nowadays, and as Bob said, if you don't have any type of internship or job lined up, then you're in serious trouble because unemployment's hovering around 8-9%. It's not easy for anybody, even people that have already had jobs, to even keep them. So.
Okay, so were you watching any of the presidential debates?
Yeah, I paid attention.
Okay, so which candidate do you think presented themselves better?
I think each one sort of had their own strong points, but when it came to issues of the economy, President Obama couldn't really compete with Mitt Romney. You can't argue against someone that knows more about the economy and argue about points of economic certainty when you're talking to somebody who's frankly knows more about structuring the economy. So in that sense, I think Mitt Romney presented himself better, but Obama, on the other hand, he's a Harvard lawyer and he knows the stuff. He's not just coming to play, so
okay.
He did a good job as well.
Okay, so you mentioned Obama and the economy. So how do you think the economy is going to rebound, especially with the job market, now that he's back in office for the next 4 years?
I think the key will be bipartisanship. Obama already talked about trying to work things out with the Republicans regarding the deficit, regarding spending, regarding tax cuts, and the key going forward in these next 4 years will, without a doubt, be bipartisanship, because when the Republicans and Democrats can pretty much make these sort of concessions to avoid a fiscal cliff, that will definitely improve not only the economy but also the job outlook going forward.
What year student are you here at Iona?
Senior.
Okay, so as a senior, how do you feel about getting a job after you graduate?
I'm not really too worried because I'm supposed to go to law school. I'm hoping to go to law school. It gives me an extra 3 years to really figure it out, and hopefully by then it'll be a little bit better.
Okay, so were you watching any of the presidential debates on TV?
Yeah.
And what did you think about the candidates and how they presented themselves?
I thought Romney was a little better just because of his aggressiveness. Obama kind of stood back and just let Romney take over and not really get his points in per se, so I feel like he did better in that aspect.
Okay, so you mentioned the job market. How do you feel the job market's going to recover under Obama these next 4 years, if it will recover?
I think we can only pray. I really don't think it's going to go any higher. I think unemployment's just going to go higher as it is. Or stay at, 8-9% right now? I think it's going to stay there or possibly raise an extra 1 to 2%. Nothing's happening. Economy's in the gutter.
Okay, so do you think that it's Obama that can't do the change, or do you think someone else should have came into office?
Personally, yes. Yeah, I really do.
Okay.
He's experienced as a president now after these 4 years, but he came in inexperienced, had no idea what he was doing in this relation. Look what happened. Jobs were decent when Bush was in office, and then it just went to, like I said, the gutter. Everything just went down the tubes when Obama came in.